Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's news update. This is for the week of September 22nd. There's a lot of little news updates, so let's get right into it. So the first one, if you haven't seen it already, the Aries overlay for the Tron coaster is now in effect. So it has a red light to it instead of the blue light. Nice change of aesthetics, not a dramatic change here, but cool to see that and tie into the movie release, which is happening. Over in Hollywood Studios, we're getting 2 closures. This we knew was coming. This is to make way for the new animation tour that they're working on, which I'm super excited about. So obviously they're going to be closing Star Wars Launch Bay and the Playhouse Disney show. Not huge losses there. I know that a lot of people with the younger children really do like that Playhouse Disney show. They will be bringing a new version back when they reopen, so we won't be losing that forever, but it is going to get refurbished at the same time, and hopefully overall this area will give a lot more to do for families of every size. Some sad news here. Gino the Gorilla over at the Animal Kingdom has passed away. Gino was at the Animal Kingdom for 30 years and passed away at the age of 44, which in a lifespan for a gorilla of that size is actually quite good. So sorry to see him go, a huge staple of the Animal Kingdom resort. Over in the Magic Kingdom, we have a new cool ship that has landed. Quite literally, they actually craned in the new cool ship refreshment area. So this is really nice looking. It really goes into the aesthetic of Tomorrowland. Super sleek. Ties in a lot to the Joffrey's stand that is nearby. And the nice thing for cast members here is there seems to be much more indoor space, and it is enclosed. So hopefully they will have some air conditioning in there at this point. So I'm not sure when the opening date is going to be, but really cool to see that kind of land in Tomorrowland, and that will be opening up in the not too distant future. This one's a bit interesting. There was a robbery at Paddlefish at Disney Springs. So this one's bizarre. It was someone in a scuba suit. We assume that they likely came in through the waterways. Luckily, this was done after hours, so the restaurant was already closed. They were kind of counting up for the day when this person showed up, told other cast members to stand in the corner, and then proceeded to steal somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000 and then escaped. So no one was harmed. It was just monetary loss, but kind of a bizarre story to hear about that a scuba diver robbed the paddlefish. So now let's talk about Epcot and the Candlelight Processional. So they have announced the speakers for this year, and there's a couple cool new ones that I wanted to point out. We've got Constance Wu, we've got Brie Larson, and we have Henry Winkler. So we have the Fonz himself at the Candlelight Processional this year. Very cool. Some returning favorites are Gary Sinise, Brendan Fraser, and Ralph Macchio. You'll likely notice that there's one name missing here that we're used to. Neil Patrick Harris is not on the list for this year. Super disappointing, but understandable. He will be on Broadway at the time. Obviously, he can't get away to do the Candlelight Processional, so hopefully he'll be back next year. But if you were looking forward to seeing him, he's not going to be at the event this time. For our Vacation Club members, there is the Moonlight Magic that is returning. So there's a few new dates in 2025 and then dates in 2026. If you have already attended an event in 2025, you can still go to another event that they've just announced in the 2025 year. But it is one event per member, so you're going to have to choose wisely on which one you want to attend. So for the Animal Kingdom, there's October 29th, November 18th, December 15th, and January 20th that have opened up. For Hollywood Studios, you have April 22nd and July 20th. California Adventure, you have February 23rd. At Epcot, you have February 12th and September 10th. And finally, at Typhoon Lagoon, you have June 25th, August 4th, and August 20th. So if you're not familiar with these events, it is an exclusive event for Disney Vacation Club members. This is a free event, but you must pre-register. So make sure that you pick the dates you want to go and get your sign up as soon as possible so that you can lock in those dates. But it is extended hours at the park, so it's considered a private event. You'll have lower queues. There's some free snacks. There's character meet and greets. So it's a way to kind of celebrate those Disney Vacation Club members. In order to book, you do have to have a reservation at a Disney resort during that period of time. So make sure you have your resort booked and then get your registration in. If you're planning a trip to Disney in the fall, there are some new discounts that have come out. So for Canadian residents, you get 25% off 4-day or longer tickets. For Florida residents, there's a new 3-day, 3-park ticket. So that's $210 for the 3 days. This is a really good value, but do keep in mind that you're not going to get access to the Magic Kingdom. This is for the other 3 parks. So keep that in mind if you're grabbing this package. Florida residents also get a deal on hotels. So for the All-Star Sports, you can get $129 a night. For $199, you can get Port Orleans Riverside, one of their preferred rooms. For $299 a night, you can get a Lion King family suite at Disney's Art of Animation. For $319, you can get a deluxe studio at Disney's Saratoga Springs. For $429 a night, you can get a Savannah view at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. And for $449, you can get a resort view at the Boardwalk. So some good deals there. Combine a discounted stay with that 3-day, 3-park ticket, and our Florida residents have a nice little weekend getaway. Looking at some of the other parks in the area, Disneyland has announced that Small World will be closing next month to do the holiday overlay. I know everybody really loves this one, so nice to see that coming back again. At Hong Kong Disneyland, on September 12th, they opened a new Moana Wayfinder restaurant. So that's really cool to see that Moana is getting more of a presence internationally. And Disneyland Paris has announced that their Frozen Land is set to open in spring of 2026. So we don't have a firm date on that, but nice to see that that is coming down the pike. So those are your news updates for this week, and we'll see you next time.